Howdy folks, I'm gonna do this video in my sleeping cap. I watched the Unsilence mini documentary, and wow, I love that the theme coming across is to speak up and speak out. And personally, that's something I always wonder. This documentary took place in a lot of different places: Albania, Morocco, Nigeria, Mexico. There's a whole lot of different places, and I hear about these things. I mean, this is very common. And then when you think about like energetic abuse, emotional abuse, it's not just physical. Or maybe this was in the Nigeria portion, where there's a comment about how men are sexually entitled or sexually superior. And I've experienced this personally, where I'm thinking, yeah, again, accountability, critical thinking. It's great that there's these centers that can help these women and children that are being abused, offering this safe haven. I'm again always inclined to look at the bigger picture, where what's going on with the whole family dynamics? Why are they not able to go to their families for support? What's going on with their friend dynamics? Well, if the cultures are perpetuating this as normal and they're not able to have that kind of community, they're not supposed to talk about it, they will just get beaten more, no one will believe them, it will bring shame upon them and fear. Education was being brought up. The woman in Morocco, she brought up about being educated and like how it enabled her to realize that there were other options. And Timor-Leste, they're straight up teaching classes to the youth and the adults. I mean, yes, that's precisely what we need to be doing. Let's do classes. How are people even going to be open to rewriting their reality and disrupting what seems to be the normal frequency of things? But I do think there's so much power in education, and there's ways to educate in fun and engaging ways that don't feel like. Another thing that was coming up, the woman who's in Mexico, woman from Guatemala, in the documentary is saying how a man who yells at his family and hits his family, that's not a man with love. And that's absolutely true. That's not coming from a place of love. That is the destruction zone that is inside of that person, the destruction zone that is being projected and puked out onto those closest to that person. The abused and the abuser co-create a dynamic, unfortunately. The longer the abused stays, the more the abuser abuses, because in a way they're taking them staying as like, okay, well, I can keep doing it because nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to change. And the abuser keeps allowing this to happen because they don't have any resources, any outlets. Education, speaking up, reporting the violence, not allowing fear and shame to hold us back from speaking the truth. The more we embody that strength and boundary and normalize that within ourselves, it will inspire others around us. I think simply by having conversations about it more, and bringing it into the classroom, bringing it into a workshop space, and having it be, as men and women, let's rewrite how we perceive each other. Let's rewrite how we perceive femininity and masculinity. I think a lot of us have very distorted, uneducated, inexperienced assessments and conceptions about what masculinity and femininity are. And where did it begin? That men have an entitlement to our bodies, and men have an entitlement to our brains and our souls. And how could anyone feel good? The young girl in Nigeria raped by 3 men? What? And they were her father's friends? What is going on? That you're with your buddies like, hey, let's rape that little girl. What the hell is happening? Oh my God. I mean, people need help. I mean, the abusers need help as well. Jail, that's nothing. some accountability classes, some accountability therapy kinds of things, classes for the abused to be empowered in themselves and to have to build close relationships so they have community to go to. Yeah, I mean, thank goodness there's global efforts on that way, but I think it needs to go deeper than just providing housing and clothing and just a shelter. Yeah, and the Yes Men, never heard of that before. I think it's really cool when people are taking really big, complex, potentially scary topics and bringing humor into them, being really having a production about how they portray the messages, bringing to light the ridiculousness. So the website's really, it's overwhelming. I don't like how it looks and it's confusing, but it seems cool. It seems really cool to have information presented in that way. It does not appeal to me personally, but I like what their goal is. So at the end of it all, education, collaboration, communication. Oh, man, communication classes woven into everything, weaving in togetherness into everything, and really pointing out more and more when we are met with entitlement, defensiveness, hate, other people's pains and emotions. We don't need to carry them. And it is scary to break out of the norm if we're feeling pressured societally, culturally, whatever, to stay in something that doesn't actually serve us. I mean, we haven't really been taught to even learn about what our self-worth is, what is self-worth even, and to really know ourselves is not something we are taught in the mainstream. And I think that's across the world. That's not really something that we're taught to even think about. So normalizing that, and I think a lot of people actually do want to have help and learn things. So take these ready, eager minds that feel helpless and offer them all the help that is within themselves, which will make it that much more obtainable to access it within their community and the greater collective.